Oh my god, what the fuck?
This is fine. It's the Canadian double unicorn.
Okay. I'm seeing thingies in my Zoom.
Can you hear me now?
What the fuck? What? Okay. Okay, this is looking better. Oh my god, what the fuck? Are you like playing your stream? Because like that's something I said like 5 minutes ago.
It's the Canadian double unicorn.
Oh my god.
He's hearing me now. Oh no.
Okay. I'm seeing thingies in my Zoom.
Can you hear me now?
What the fuck?
Why is Zoom not
okay.
launching? There we go.
Okay, this is looking better. Oh my god, what the fuck?
Okay.
There's definitely something happening on my end.
Sega says you have to clip that bit to YouTube. No, I don't. Do you have to clip that bit to YouTube? No, wait, why am I hearing...
Yeah, I've no fucking idea.
Wait, why am I hearing... I am hearing myself through your Zoom. I am hearing myself through your Zoom. Is one of your input devices set to your speaker? Is one of your input devices set to your speaker? Is one of your input devices set to your speaker? Is one of your input devices set to your speaker? Is one of your input
Guys, I'm going to be back in a minute. Okay, I figured it out, and it's really dumb, but I'm going to wait for Cyrus to come back before I say what it was. Oh, boy. What? Oh, god damn it. Now my Zoom is telling me I'm being rate limited? What does that mean? Admit. There we go. Hey. Now I can't hear you. God damn it, Cyrus.
Is it safe to come into the out?
Yes. Yes, it is. You know what the problem was? I figured it out.
Well, what was the problem?
The problem was I had your stream open on another tab. And your microphone is going through just my main computer audio, so everything that you said was coming through on your stream. And what finally clued me in was that after you exited the call, I was still hearing you talk. Because I went to your stream to be like, why the fuck aren't you in my Zoom call yet?
I was taking a poop.
I know. I announced that to my entire chat.
The brain got a poop.
Hello. Welcome to my channel. I'm a professional. This is what I do for a living. Sir, you're a professional too, right?
There are screws all over the ground. I think cats ate half the audio wires. Somebody spilled lemonade over there, or a dog peed.
Yeah, so actually, on the subject of dog peeing, my daughter is, she has to write a persuasive essay for school, and the subject she has been given is which is better, dogs or cats. And when she was doing her research for this, she came across someone that said like, oh, well, dogs are better because cats pee everywhere. And it's like, well, we have a cat, and I'm dating someone who has a dog, and so the dog has been over several times. And yeah, the dog pees on everything. The cat hasn't peed on anything but her litter box for years.
That's I'm in that fun scenario of my dogs don't really pee on anything unless we are asleep, and then they're like, ah, yes, instead of waking parents up, we will just go to the kitchen, and well, the tiles could use some slipperiness today, I guess.
Yeah, well, I'm just glad. She used to have she just had a bit of a stomach problem where her poop was like liquid. Mm-hmm. And there's like one carpet left in my house, and that was the room that for whatever reason worked best for like penning her in to keep her separate from the cat. So yeah, I have a carpet cleaner now.
I have carpet in only one room in my house, and it's only in 50% of the room. For that exact reason, the only room with a little bit of carpet is my recording room, my office, because carpet good for sound dampening. Everywhere else, absolutely fucking not.
The real question is though, do the carpets match the drapes?
No, actually, the drapes are currently a Pokemon blanket.
And people are saying cat pee smells a lot worse than dog pee though. Yeah,
yes, because cat pee has ammonia.
I'm aware of that. Does dog pee not have ammonia?
Not to the same degree.
Okay, I was going to say, like, isn't that the whole point of pee, to get the ammonia out?
Cat pee is way higher in it. Like, you can use you can take vinegar, and you can clean cat pee with vinegar, and it will neutralize it because vinegar is a base. But it doesn't have as good of a neutralizing effect on dog pee. Yeah, basically use vinegar.
Wait, did you just say vinegar's a base? No, ammonia's the base. Vinegar's the acid.
Oh, yeah. No, you're right. I'm dumb.
Okay. Anyway. Oh, yeah, we'll talk about that in a sec. So this is supposed to be a fundraising charity fundraiser stream. So I'm raising money for Project Share, which is basically a local food bank. They do a lot more than that. If you go to vicerhino.com/donate, there is a description of what exactly they do. And yeah, my goal is $10,000 by the end of November. We're at $6,700. I still haven't received Andrew's check, so his $500 is not in there. So we're actually at almost 7,300. So yeah, go on over to vicerhino.com/donate to donate to Project Share. Because of the crazy week that I've had, I actually did not have a chance at all to prepare anything for the stream. Like, you can attest to this. I messaged you like 3 hours ago being like, hey, I didn't do anything for my stream. Can you like join me and we'll just shoot the shit? Because anytime we're on stream together, we always talk about random stuff for way too long. So I figured we'd manage to fill the time.
Yeah. Also, just a real quick thing. Anybody who's in my chat, use the !Rhino command, and that will give you a link to Vice Rhino's fundraiser so that people on my end of the chat can actually help out as well. Just remember, use the Rhino command.
Let me go open your stream up again so I can test that for you.
Okay. Go ahead. Should also be in the title of the stream now as well.
Yeah, title of the stream. Yeah, so vicerhino.com/donate. Yeah, I guess if you want to ask a question, I will try and keep an eye on the comments that come through the donations, so we can maybe pay attention to those.
Why is it not working? What?
I don't know. So
I clicked the command and it didn't let it go through. That's weird. Okay, so I guess the command's not working despite me having it set up clearly over here. I'll just manually put it in every time somebody says Rhino to pretend the bot's working.
Yeah, you should make it ! Uwu.
I don't know exactly where you live, but I'm willing to find out just to hurt you.
I'll give you a hint. I can see the Peace Bridge from my house, and I saw someone in your chat was like suggesting that they shoot projectiles across the Peace Bridge.
I think that would be an excellent idea. Let's just break that NATO agreement right now.
When I was a kid, I always was confused about NATO because I thought that it stood for North American Treaty Organization. And so I was like, why are these European countries in NATO? Is that one of those things that like it started as one thing and then it grew, but they never bothered to change the name?
He was like, get off my lawn, Europe.
No, I wasn't mad about it. It was just like one of those like things that I thought was interesting. But yeah, it turns out it's like North Atlantic or something.
Yeah.
Poor Australia.
They never had a chance. I mean, to be fair, like people were exiled to Australia for serious crimes, and then the people who were exiled had kids, and now it's a country. So who am I to judge?
It's like a large scale Lord of the Flies.
Yeah, that's probably why everything is trying to kill you over there. I'll have to send Nervardia a message and just be like, this is the reason your country is deadly.
Yeah, that's probably it. Yeah. So, back to getting confused about acids and bases and stuff. So I did a science experiment today.
Okay.
So you know how Matt Powell says that stupid thing where it's like, oh...
Which one?
All of them. But like, oh, you couldn't... it's impossible to compress the universe into a dot because, like, on the Earth, there's so much water, and water doesn't compress.
What?
You've never heard him say that?
I've never heard him say that. Does he not know what water pressurizing is?
Oh, my goodness. Well, not even that, but okay. So I'm going to...
Also ignoring the fact that the thing that matter was not water at that point.
Yeah,
that's... The fucking fusion had not happened to create the molecules needed to make water yet.
Okay, let's see. We're going to listen to some Matt Powell.
Gallons of water exist on Earth alone. 326 million trillion gallons of water exist on Earth alone. And so to say that all of those gallons of water were compressed down to an infinitesimal amount of space, smaller than a single proton, anybody who believes that, it just goes to show they don't even understand what basic scientific law even is.
Yeah, so that's his thing, is that water doesn't compress, therefore it can't. The Big Bang can't be real because there's too much water to compress into that little dot.
Hopefully every single gamer on both of our chats will recognize this when I say it, but Matt Powell, 7 out of 10, too much water.
Wasn't it 10 out of 7?
No, it was an IGN review for the 3rd generation Pokemon games.
Oh.
And they literally went, yeah, game's a 7 out of 10, has too much water.
Okay. I was thinking of that thing where somebody gave a review to something and he gave it the, like, I forget what the number was, but it was a meme for a while. Yeah, so I use that as an excuse to try and blow stuff up. So you see, I've got my handy dandy fire extinguisher behind me. I needed a new one anyway, but this way it's a tax deduction because I needed it for a video.
Yeah. I too store everything that I care about in my office so that when the IRS comes knocking, I can be like, it's for work, I swear.
Well, no, because this was legit because I did the electrolysis thing where you break water down into hydrogen and oxygen, and then you blow up some hydrogen. And yeah, so it was confusing for a bit because it turned so. I was told you're like I look at the experiments or whatever, and it says that the side you want the hydrogen on, you attach the positive terminal to you attach the cathode to the or no they said positive terminal goes to the for the hydrogen. Sure, why not? And then like I was looking at it, it was like, okay, well then when I found another one, it was like cathode and anode, and it's like, okay, well cathode is the positive one because I remember that from school because the T is the plus sign in the cathode, and anode is negative because there's an N, so it's negative. So I remember that little trick that I learned in grade 9 or whatever to tell them apart. So I'm like, okay, so this is going to be the hydrogen one. And then it turns out that something about this experiment causes which one is the cathode and which one is the anode to reverse. But they didn't there's only one iteration of this experiment somewhere that I found that even bothers to mention that. The rest of them just say like, yeah, attach the positive one to the one that gets you the hydrogen. So I'm like, I'm plugging in the positive one, but like, no, that's actually the negative one in this experiment because something wonky goes on with the corrosion that makes it reverse itself. Anyway, I blew up a balloon full of hydrogen.
Is that the most dad thing you've had happen lately? You just blew something up for a science experiment, like, yeah, yeah, science.
Yeah, well, I haven't done it for the kids yet. I'm going to repeat it for the kids because I ruined my favorite whisk for this because I saw one video was saying a good way to get high contact and therefore high production for your electrodes is is to use a whisk and put steel wool inside.
Oh.
But I had to like saw off a chunk of the whisk in order to excuse me, I'm still getting over a cold.
You're not the only one.
So I am a little bit sick. Let's see.
I was coughing up blood over the weekend and I was not happy about that.
Okay, nobody has donated to this fundraiser yet. Somebody needs to give some money.
I'm just gonna type this out multiple times over in my end. That way, just in case anybody didn't, see it, they can.
Okay, so Login Valid has a question. Says, I remember you saying in a video something about how no one in the Bible actually knew Jesus, but isn't Revelation by John the disciple? I don't think that's something that I would have said. Like, not nobody in the Bible. Because, so I'm not a mythicist. I believe Jesus probably did exist. And Peter, we have pretty good evidence for his historicity as well, because, like, Paul went and had an argument with him about cutting bits of babies' dicks off.
Yeah.
So we're pretty sure that Peter existed. And so if anyone knew Peter would have been, or if anyone knew Jesus, it would have been Peter. And also James, the brother of Jesus. Like, I don't know, he's probably actually his brother, I guess. I haven't looked into that one as much.
It's a definite maybe.
Yeah, so I'd say, like, if Jesus was a real guy, yes, there was at least one person that's in the Bible that actually did know him. It's that the authors of the Gospels did not know him personally. Because the authors of the Gospels were people that were writing decades after the fact, after these stories had been spreading orally for 30 years, at least. And Revelation is traditionally attributed to John of Patmos, which, is that the same John as John the Disciple? There's a lot of Johns.
I don't think so. But Sarah Chikorita in my chat would actually probably know better than I would on that one specifically. I do have a few apologists who are in my chat who correct me whenever I get certain like biblical things wrong. I tend to lean a little bit if I don't know. So this is one where I don't know off the top of my head, actually.
Most Christian scholars believe that John of Patmos was also John the Apostle, who traveled with Jesus during his ministry. Sure, but also wasn't Revelation not actually written by him? Let's see. Earlychristianwritings.com. Let's go there. Book of Revelation. Just minor pedantic nitpick. It's actually the Book of Revelation, not singular. No S on the end.
Oh, there weren't multiple revelations. It was just one giant acid trip.
It was just the one really big acid trip. Information. Well, this doesn't have. Normally on early Christian writings, they just have a big thing on the side that tells you who they think wrote it.
Yeah, Sarah Chikorita says the books John and 1 through 3 John were written by a guy who never gave his name. In 2 through 3 John, he called himself the Elder. However, Revelation was written by a guy who expressly called himself John. So we've got a bunch of Johns and not Johns running around here.
Yeah, John. There's too many Johns to keep it straight for off the cuff conversations. Ooh, I think we got a donation. That looks like a different number. Cool.
I would say most definitely nobody who ever lived in biblical times was actually called John in that region. I would just throw that out randomly.
No, they went by either Jonathan or Jack.
Everybody in the Middle East was only either Jonathan or Jack.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a single Joshua.
So Anonymous donated $100.
Hey,
that wasn't you, was it?
No, it wasn't me.
Getting the ball rolling.
It was not me, but whoever the Anon was, you're amazing.
You are amazing.
Do it again.
I love everyone in my audience, but I love the ones who give money to charity better. Scott D says, "Let's kick this off. Make the Cavs happy." That'd be. You must have been there for my stream with Andrew, so I mentioned that. So my kids get happy every time they see donations go through, because this was something that their mother was very passionate about, and so they enjoy seeing people donating to a cause that she enjoyed. And so if you don't donate to this charity, that means you hate my children. And you want to see them upset. You want to see them sad. So give to charity.
Be a philanthropist or be gone. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Twinkmaster69, love the name, says,
that is an amazing name.
As a Middle Easterner, I don't know anyone named John. So my wife's father was named Krekor, but he went by Greg in the English-speaking countries.
Just because that's a much easier name to work with.
Well, Krekor is the Armenian version of Gregory.
Oh, okay.
So
kind of like Yeshua, Joshua,
yeah,
Jehovah. That whole like line is all the same word.
It's close enough. So and the white people can't say Krekor, so we'll just call me Greg.
Fair enough. It almost sounds like you're it's not quite like it, but it almost sounds, if you said it the wrong way, like saying that name, it sounds like you're calling somebody something derogatory a little bit, which it's obviously not. It's just a name, but it's one of those things, like if I said it randomly, everybody, at least here in the South, everyone would look at me thinking that I just gave like some craven insult or something.
Regios tapped out what they can donate on the drunken stream last week. Okay, so story time. Going back and reading the comments from that stream was a trip, because I don't remember half of the things that people are talking about. And like, there were times I was just completely confused. Like, why would you say that? What did I say that made you say that? I don't get it.
Were you just drunk enough at that point?
So Yahweh translates to Johnny, apparently.
Jesus comes out. Some call me Johnny.
Yeah, no, I got pretty drunk on that stream. Lot of whiskey, and I really. It's not a whiskey that you're supposed to get drunk off. It was a really good whiskey. I should have enjoyed it over a long period of time. Paxton Collins rounded it up to $7,000 with a donation of $44. Thank you, Paxton.
Hey. Roger Giga says last stream didn't end well for Rhino.
Not?
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, no, and apparently my outro thing was glitching as well.
You're just having all the software problems.
Yeah, we got
all of them.
John Brown says, "Here's Jesus."
Do you ever think
breaking
Jesus
through the door
looks...
on the axe, sticking his face through?
Do you ever think Jesus looks at like big scraps of wood and just like, I'm like, I don't like wood anymore. Why? Well, I was stabbed with a spear and I was hung up on a giant one. I don't like it anymore. I was a carpenter growing up, and then the wood killed me.
Aw, Eve McNeely's bank blocked them from donating, so they super chatted me $20. Yep, again, as per the last streams, I actually haven't gotten around to doing that for the last one yet. I owe $100 to the charity from super chat revenue, so yeah, including Andrew's thing, we're at $7,600. And then if his check doesn't come like by the end, I will just spot him the money until I get the check. I don't know. He's a lawyer. I assume he has good lawyery reasons for mailing me a check rather than just donating.
I'm just imagining the Better Call Saul bit and like, okay, have your parents send me a money order or a check. Actually, money order.
But yeah, if you super chat, I will donate the super chat to the fundraiser. That $20, I think that's Australian. $20, whatever currency that is, it translated to $13.46 US.
And then it's technically a little less than that after the conversion from YouTube, right? Or is that after the conversion?
I don't know. I'm just taking whatever number it says in chat revenue at the end of the stream and just donating that. Last time it was like 90 something, so I'm just going to donate 100.
Yeah, fair enough. That works.
And plus whatever I get from this one. But I would prefer if you don't do that because I take a little bit of a hit that way. And like I don't want the charity to take the hit. Apparently Europeans aren't allowed to donate to this charity through this link.
That is awkward as heck.
Let me just check. Oh yeah, you know what? There's a drop-down button. There's a drop-down list for province, and it only lists Canadian and American states and provinces. So, yeah, sorry if you're not in North America. I guess you can't donate to the charity. That sucks. I'll have to look into how to fix that next year. I don't know. Maybe I'll get them to fix it because they that's one of the benefits of having a fundraiser that hit $40,000 last year is I can be like, hey, can you maybe do this for me? And they say, sure, we'll see what we can do.
Now I'm just imagining the IRS coming and breaking down your door. There's $12 you didn't donate to the charity. You need to get that now. Of course, it wouldn't be the IRS for you.
No. CRA. Canada Revenue Agency. Fuck, I still haven't filed my GST taxes from last year. It's okay. It's I don't sell anything that I need to charge GST for, so it's a zero balance, but it's supposed to be done at the same time as your normal taxes, so back in April. But I couldn't find my business number. And one thing led to another, and I just kept forgetting, and now here I am halfway through November. It's
well
okay,
done. Instead, isn't CRA a type of TV monitor?
See that, yes. Yeah. Cathode ray, that's CRT, cathode ray tube.
No, don't say that. I live in the South. That's a trigger word here.
What?
It's CRT.
Why is that a trigger word in the South?
Because most everybody here is Republican and they think critical race theory.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. No. I knew that, but because my brain was already on CRT monitors, it didn't make the connection. Okay, so everyone who's not European, or like everyone who's in North America that hasn't donated doesn't like my kids. We'll go with that. If you're not in North America, I'll give you the pass this time. You can still go. You can probably still donate directly at projectshare.ca. And then, like, if you want, you can like leave a little memo saying, this is for the Vice Rhino fundraiser, but your thing wouldn't take European donations or whatever other donations. Let me just make sure. Actually, oh no, they use the same system for their main website, so that won't work either.
Yeah, the command does not work. The command goes to this. My whole stream messed up. I can't hit the record button anymore, and I don't know why. So I think just Streamlabs, not Streamlabs. I'm not using Streamlabs anymore. Stream Elements is also borked as well for the same reasons. I don't know what's going on there, but yeah, there you go. Amadeus Steele says, if you said CRT TV, the South, would they think that you meant a television show about critical race theory? Depends on how young the conservative is.
Okay, so you know that thing where oh yeah, we got another European that's donating through Super Chat. Yeah, Europeans, if you want to donate, you can donate through Super Chat, and I'll just bite the bullet on that one. That's fine, for the sake of making the fundraiser go up. But you know that thing where like kids nowadays, instead of doing this for phones, they do this.
I can't actually see what you're doing because of the lag from the stream.
Are you not watching in Zoom? You can look at Zoom.
There is nothing on Zoom.
What do you mean there's nothing on Zoom?
There's nothing on Zoom.
Did I not start my video with you?
I'll show you what's on my Zoom. There we go. Now I can see you on Zoom.
Hi, Cirrus.
We just had real time.
I thought we were having this lovely face-to-face conversation this whole time. Well, face to avatar.
We were having a real time. Why are you at soup? Moment.
Why are you at soup? I don't get the reference. Anyway, so
I'm at soup. What do you mean you're at soup? I'm at the soup store. Why? What are you getting? I'm trying to find clothes. Why are you trying to find clothes at the soup store? Shut the fuck up.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, please, okay, somebody in Vice Rhino's chat. If I say I'm at soup, please tell me you understand the reference. I don't want to feel this old.
You're younger than me, aren't you?
I think. I'm 30.
Yeah, I'm 36. Anyway.
Okay, maybe I'm just too young. God, I don't understand the internet anymore.
So you know how kids these days, instead of doing this for the phone, they do one of these?
No, I actually have not seen any hand signal for phones at all.
Yeah, well, apparently, if you tell a kid to mime answering the phone nowadays, like a 10 or 11-year-old, they do this. Now, my daughter's a good girl. She picked it up for me, so she still does this. Because this still makes sense for... But yeah, so I saw a TikTok that was someone that I would have considered to be a kid, basically, still. Marveling at how kids do this instead of this, because she knows it's because of this. And then she went on this rant about how, like, it's this because of flip phones, right? Because you flip the phone open and it's like this, and it's like, oh God, no, that's not why. It's because of the physical landline phones that you picked up and held like that. Like, no, it's not because of the flip phones. So it's like, it was like this kid is making me feel old for thinking that this is the wrong thing, while she's saying how she feels old because of the other kids thinking. It was meta and weird.
It also feels very had to be there as well. Like, you're just kind of sitting there, just having all of the realizations smack you in the face one by one.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Apparently you are a year younger than Emerald Spark.
Apparently I am. Apparently.
Yeah, so...
Is it, Amadeus Steele says, how many people here had to deal with the pain of dial-up? I tried playing RuneScape on dial-up. No, never again.
Yeah, I remember when if you wanted to download a song, you had to wait for like the whole day, and then you had to hope it was the actual song and not one of the ones with like the copyright protection annoying noise right in the middle of the song.
Or one of the ones that somebody had recorded off of the radio.
Yeah. Or one of the ones that just cut off. Right? Like, I remember for the longest time, the only copy of Metallica's not Master Puppets. The one that's really slow for most of it. I'm blanking on the name, but like, it cut out like right before the solo hit. It hit the first like 3 or 4 notes of the solo and then just cut out. And so for years, like when I heard the actual version of that song, it felt weird when it didn't just end awkwardly in the middle.
It's like you're used to the song. You're used
Nothing
to the
else
song.
matters. That's the one.
You're so used to the worst version of the song, when you hear the better one, you legitimately feel blue-balled.
Yeah. No, and then of course there's the classic looking for porn on dial-up. You don't go for videos for that, you go for pictures, because the pictures take like 5 minutes to load each.
And half the time you wouldn't even look for pictures. You would go for whatever pictures happen to be on the splash page of the porn website.
Well, yeah, because it took too long to load page 2.
Yeah. No, you just open up that. Like, now we can open up multiple tabs and just be like, all right, 15 fetishes, 1 browser. Let's go.
That's how people learn new things that they're into.
Yup. Jeopardy says downloading anime took so long. I downloaded all of Ranma 1/2 using LimeWire on one of those old internet connections. That took weeks. And half of the episodes got corrupted. So, like, when we would do watch parties of Ranma, like, we would have all of season 1, 90% of season 2, and, like, as you went higher in the seasons, it just... more and more episodes just didn't exist, and thank God that show was heavily serialized in Japan. Otherwise, that might have affected the watching experience.
Yeah. Twinkmaster69 says how that anime is like 200 episodes. Yeah, no, that's...
Yeah, 300... It turns out 360p crunchy Ranma 1/2, with half the episodes getting corrupted. Yeah, no, it's an experience I wish never to repeat.
Okay, we got Bragwen sent $10 to the charity. Thank you, Bragwen, who says, also the letter J wasn't a thing till the 1600s. It developed in France from a slurring of the letter I. I'm not sure what that was in reference to that we would have said.
Oh, it was when we were talking about Jesus, Joshua.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yep. Yes, because Yeshua had kind of the I sound and then, yeah, turned into a J. Also, that brings me to another fun fact. Along the similar lines is, you know how, like, you go to shops that are trying to be all, like, old-timey? There's, like, ye old
yeah, like
this.
retro shops.
Like, there's a English pub in Welland here that I like to go to sometimes called Ye Old Squire. What's really funny about that is that the reason the old-timey things said ye in front of their things or whatever, it was not actually because it was a Y. It was because it was I forgot.
It was the TH, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was the TH rune. I forgot what the name of the rune was, but like it was just like one letter that made the TH sound that we don't use anymore, but it looked like a Y. And so when we look at these old like pub signs or whatever,
it's a thorn symbol.
Yeah, thorn, that's what it's called.
Yeah.
So when we look at these old pubs or whatever, it looks like a Y, but it was pronounced TH. So when we say ye old squire, it's just the old squire. Like that's how they would say that. So, yeah, that's fun.
Jesus.
It's like
I'm sorry.
We mispronounce it in order to sound archaic, when in reality the people in the archaic times would not have pronounced it that way.
Just bleh. So everyone repeat thorn. Jesus Christ.
Repeat thorn. You should turn that into a command in your chat.
Repeat thorn. It just brings up a Y.
I wonder if there's an ASCII for thorn.
There might be.
Yeah, that's what.
Start typing all of them out with your Alt key. See what happens.
No, I'm not doing that. I just looked it up.
How dare you? You're supposed to do this the hard way.
Why would I do it the hard way when there's Google right here?
That's why you won't play Sonic.
Oh, no, I won't play Sonic because I'm just not... It hasn't caught my attention.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, no, I'm... As far... like, I like video games, but, like, I like very specific video games that has to catch my attention and it has to hold me. Like, they're... Like, I tried playing Cyberpunk 2077 and just never really got into it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Horizon Zero Dawn I can do, but I keep forgetting that I have it. So, like, I'll get into it, and I really enjoy it, and then I'll go for, like, 2 weeks without playing it, and then I forget that it even exists, and then when I get back to it, it's like, oh, I have to relearn this whole thing again.
It's actually kind of awkward, because Sonic Frontiers it's trying really hard to be Horizon, I'm not gonna lie. They're very like, here's the giant open world, and here's the big robotic enemies that you must stand on in order to fight.
Yeah, yeah. No, I like my Hollow Knight. I like my Final Fantasy VII. I like my Super Mario Kart, Super Mario World. Emerald Spark is asking if you're getting the new Pokemon. I think you just beat the new Pokemon, didn't you?
No, the new Pokemon's not out yet.
Oh,
I beat
there's another new
so
one?
there.
Oh no, Sonic
There
was
was
the one you were talking.
yeah.
Sonic Pokemon, it's the same thing.
I beat Legends Arceus, which was the newest Pokemon game that came out. Um, but the one that's coming out right now is Scarlet and Violet. I am gonna be getting it. I don't know if I'm playing it on stream or if I'm gonna let that be like a play in bed type of thing.
Yeah.
But I am gonna be getting it. I'm getting it against my better judgment is what's happening because I hated Sword and Shield. And there are very few Pokemon games that I hate.
All right, that's fair. So I'm being told to try Horizon Forbidden West in the chat. I don't like isn't that a sequel?
It's a sequel. You need to finish Zero Dawn first.
Like I got to get through Zero Dawn first. It's like I think last time I played I got to the first what's it called? Those like holes in the ground that you go spelunking in that unlock information about new machines.
I do not know.
I forget. Let me look it up. Oh, where are we? Cauldron. The Cauldrons. I got to the first Cauldron, and I beat the first Cauldron. And then I did a little bit after that, and then I forgot that I even had the game. And it's been a couple months now since I played it. Something like that.
Jesus. I need to actually start expanding the my game library of stuff that I'm playing. Like there's a handful of games that I obviously want to play that are coming out that are new. The new Pokemon game against my better judgment. I just finished Sonic. I'm going to play the Resident Evil 4 remake when that comes out, but like there's a lot of other stuff that I need to actually sit down and play that I've just not been engaging with, but I should because I like video games.
Well, see, that's the thing is like I don't like it's a game. It's supposed to be fun. So like I'm not going to force myself to play something if I'm just not really enjoying it. I'm still getting random people just saying Jesus in the chat.
It's a Roro says, have you played older Monster Hunter? Yes, I've played from Freedom Unite. I played a little bit of Freedom Unite, but my first one I played through was 3 and onward. So I've played a lot of older Monster Hunter. I as a teenager, Monster Hunter became one of my obsessions before I hit 20. So my thing with video games is I view video games the same way I view like books and movies. If there's a game or a book or a movie that has like really big cultural significance, I want to experience it even if I won't be able to complete it. Like right. God of War is one of those games.
Okay,
and
yeah.
It's a huge landmark in video game history. It changed the way video games are designed to this day. And it modernized the beat 'em up genre, which had been kind of dead since the Sega Genesis and Super Nintendo era. But I don't like God of War. I've played 1, I've played 2, I played Chains of Olympus, and it was around that time that I was like, okay, I'm going to stop playing these games because I don't like them. And I didn't know what it was I didn't like about them until I tried playing Bayonetta, and I went, oh, I don't like spectacle beat 'em ups. Spectacle beat 'em ups just bore the crap out of me because Bayonetta's got a really cool story about angels fighting demons. I should have given a shit about it. I don't. But I'll still sit down and play the game and give it a shot. Obviously, there are games that I'll end up enjoying and playing all the way through. But it's like if I'm talking to somebody who really likes playing games and they've never played Ocarina of Time, it's one of those things where I'm like,
yeah,
even though the game has aged, I'm still going to suggest you play that, because that's just a landmark thing in gaming history. Or like,
that's fair. Just don't play it on the Switch with their fucked up controls.
No, play it on the 3DS. I as much as I love the old N64 version of that game plays best on the 3DS. Or use an emulator and play the 3DS version that way.
Or on the Wii. I play it on the Wii.
So my problem with playing it on the Wii is that it has the same issue that the original N64 version had. Whenever you enter a chain of dialogue, you're sitting there for like 20 minutes because it loads slow as molasses. Not all the dialogue in that game can render quickly for some reason, and I don't know why.
Yeah.
The 3DS version of the game, they fixed that, as well as updating the graphics while keeping the game exactly the same as it was.
Okay. Yeah. So sure, 3DS version. So you get an emulator and play the 3DS version, because I don't have a fucking 3DS. I do have an N64 though.
I actually now have an N64 again. I haven't had one for years. I just recently got one again. But my the Citra emulator is really good. And the best way to play it is by upscaling the game so that it doesn't look like a 360p game played on a handheld being blown up.
Yeah.
That emulator can add full anti-aliasing to make that game look like it's being played on just modern hardware. And then just like the second screen the 3DS is supposed to have, just run that screen as like a tiny thing on the right-hand side so that most of your screen is taken up by the main screen. You don't have to use the touch screen for much in that game. The worst you'll run into is needing to use it for like the water temple to turn your iron boots on and off. That's another thing they fix in that game. Oh my god. In the original Ocarina of Time, to equip your iron boots,
having to go to the pause menu, scroll through
because it's in the equipment section instead of an item. It's an item in the remake. All you have to do is put it to one of the C buttons.
All right.
It cuts the time in that dungeon in half.
Oh, that fucking dungeon. Yeah, that's the worst one.
They also add this is a change that some people don't like, but they also add a little visual indicator in that dungeon to make it easier to note like which water levels change where, so people don't get lost in that dungeon as much. The dungeon was built to be a labyrinth, but it was never a good labyrinth.
No.
I
do like the mirror link boss in that one.
I like how easy it is to cheese the mirror link boss.
Yeah,
he's not programmed to respond to the hammer.
Yeah. So I'm being asked, are the fans in my GPU meant to not be turning? That's these guys right here. Yeah, so you see all the big-ass fans all over the rest of my kit. Here, if I move my face over here, my auto track thing might go. So you see all these fucking big-ass fans on this computer. I don't need them all, but they look pretty. But yeah, so there's really good airflow in this thing, and especially like right now, my CPU usage is at 2%. Let's see. And let's see, we got my GPU usage is, well, it's actually at like 36%. So it's, I wonder why OBS doesn't show me that. Because I feel like the only reason my GPU would be that high is because OBS is doing something with it, because I ain't doing anything else with it. But yeah, so if I look at my temps right now, with no fan spinning, my GPU is at 48 degrees. So that's nice and chilly.
That's not terrible.
What do you mean that's not terrible?
Like, it's not terrible considering the fans aren't running. Like, that's good.
Yeah. Like, 42% usage, no fans running, 48 degrees? That's fucking amazing.
Let's see here. I can't believe... Panda says, I can't believe Sony killed the microconsole market. Did Sony kill the microconsole market? How did they do that?
The same way video killed the radio star. Video killed the radio star.
There's a vat of acid around here somewhere. I can either jump in it or throw you in it and get the Joker out of it. Either way, things are going to be interesting.
I mean... I got open electrodes over there hooked up to some random cheap-ass Chinese power supply that I have no idea how safe it is, so I could just jump in there and turn it on.
Yep, fair enough. There you go.
It only goes up to like 30 volts though, so probably not enough to kill me. So I think electricity doesn't really get dangerous unless you have certain specific issues like a pacemaker or something like that going on. I don't think electricity gets dangerous until you get up to like 100 volts.
Jesus.
Limited Light hates that song. Yeah, it's a bit obnoxious, and it's especially because like it's a music, like they have a music video for the song about how video killed the radio star.
It's kind of funny considering that the reality is that podcasting brought the radio star back.
Yeah. But yeah, also in the genre of ironic things like that, like how video killed the radio star has a music video. There was a thing in my head that I was going to say that Oh, right. So you know that song, I think it's Bob Seger, Turn the Page, I think. Yeah, Turn the Page. So maybe I'm just not looking hard enough because I haven't really spent a lot of time looking for this song. It's a song that I enjoy, but you can only find, I can only find live versions of that song. But if you listen to the lyrics, it's basically him complaining about how much he hates being on tour. But he only ever sings it when he's on tour to audiences that are cheering him while he's singing it.
It's just like I don't complain about my stream unless I'm streaming.
Yeah, that's true.
You complain about work more when you're at work, oddly enough.
Yeah, that's fair. My Little Geekery says the Mythbusters episode that covered electricity and electrocution were a while ago. What did they cover in that one? Am I spewing misconceptions here when I say that?
Just don't do the experiments yet because we don't want to lose you.
T Banks gave a little winky face and $10. Thank you, T Banks.
Hey.
Oh, I accidentally clicked There I Am up on the stage, but yeah, that's Here I Am on the road again. Breaks into sax solo. That was why I looked that song up last, because my son started playing saxophone this year, and so I looked up songs that had saxophone solos in them and would like randomly play them for him, and then he'd get excited because like I'm learning how to play that. You can hate being on tour while loving performing. This is true.
Yeah. It's like I like being at conventions, but I don't like sitting down for a booth at a convention. Like I like being there with people, but I don't like working. I was actually this weekend, me and a couple friends, our podcast had a booth in Marietta for the Sega Sonic Fan Jam convention.
Yeah.
And I was just sitting there like, this is amazing. I get to meet so many cool people. I don't like sitting in this chair for 10 hours.
Yeah, no, that's a lot. That's a lot. Okay.
There were lunch breaks, but at the same time, it's just one of those things. Is like once you've done it, you're like, okay, I can see why some people don't like doing this now. I get it. I understand.
Yeah.
Ironically, I made the joke about Some Call Me Johnny. He had a booth there as well. He was there for all of 3 hours and then skedaddled. Okay.
Got another donation. Horseflesh gave $25. Thank you, Horseflesh. And let's see. I thought I saw. Oh. Sorry, this website's a little bit on the glitchy side. I thought I saw someone donating $1,000. Oh, you know what? It was probably all these ones here. Someone gave $111.11. And in just a brief glance, I probably saw that as 1,000.
Hold on a second. Oh, that's interesting.
Oh.
Let's see. Oops, wrong emote.
T-Banks gave another $10, says, what's a gift you'd like for Christmas? And you can't say donations. Yes, I can say donations. I want you to give lots of money to this charity for Christmas and not get anything for me.
It's an early Christmas present.
Yeah.
Just remember, when content creators get stuff for ourselves, we get to write it off if we know what we're doing.
Yeah.
Any money you throw through going to charity helps a good cause.
Yeah, you know what? Okay, so fun story.
Mm-hmm.
This microphone, expensive-ass microphone, I did not need it. This was a I want. This was not an I need. My other microphone that I was using, it was fine. There was nothing wrong with that microphone. I still have it. I will still use it if I need it. So this was just something that like I put on my Amazon wish list. And it was like, I don't need it, but like if somebody wants to buy it for me, I will absolutely use the shit out of that thing because it's a sweet-ass microphone. So the person that ended up buying it for me, something went wrong on Amazon's end, and they couldn't order it off. Excuse me. I don't know what's happening to my digestive tract tonight. But yeah, so like he for whatever reason he couldn't order it off of the wish list, so they just PayPal'd me the money for it, and was like, "This is for that microphone, so here you go. Use that to buy it yourself." And they were very apologetic about like the inconvenience of not just having it show up at my PO box for me. I'm like, no, this is fine because this way, like, you pay for it and I get to deduct it on my taxes.
Yeah, no, that's 110% a great thing. Like,
I mean, I technically have. Well, yeah, I would have because I always add up all the PayPal stuff at the end of the year, so that would have been in there. So I did declare that as income that I got. So I did have to pay tax on the income, but I don't know.
But then you got to take it off afterwards, so you're fine.
Yeah.
It's like
probably, you know, thinking about it, I think they tax your income heavier than they give you the deduction. So I probably did lose out a little bit on that, but it felt good at the time.
Is that how that works there? Because the way it works here is your taxable income can lower you down to a bracket. And if you get yourself down to the bracket where you're making a net positive of like $10,000-ish, then you don't really get taxed on that. Like the first $8,000 to $10,000 in the States, you don't receive, you don't have to pay taxes on. It's it's money after the fact that you do.
Yeah, we have a bracketed system as well. So it's, I don't think like deductions don't take you into lower brackets. But what we have is like I don't know what the brackets are, so please don't yell at me in the comments if you actually do. But like, the first $20,000 you make,
I think another dono came in.
Yes, does not get taxed. O says he for $50, and Rob Squared gave $25. Thank you, Rob and O. So yeah, like the first $20,000 gets taxed at. I don't think they tax it. I don't like. There's a certain point where they just don't tax it, and then like 20 to 50,000 will be taxed at like 15%. And so when you make so the first $20,000 you don't pay any tax on, and then the next $30,000 you pay 15% of that $30,000, and then 50 to 100,000 is at like 25%. So now that $50,000 you pay 25% on, but it's not cumulative, so you only pay the higher percentage on the higher amount once you hit the next tax bracket.
Which is the same way it works here.
Okay, because there are a lot of people that they're under the impression that like as soon as I hit the higher tax bracket, suddenly my tax rate goes up, and I'm if they give me a raise, then that's actually going to work out to be a pay cut because the taxes will go up. And it's like, no, if you just barely hit the tax bracket, then that's not how it works.
It's called marginal tax. One of the thing that I learned about it that helped me a lot was like, hey, if you have, like, let's say you made $60,000 in the year, but you had $48,000 in expenses because you had food while you were eating on stream or while you were editing. For me, like Magic the Gathering cards and stuff, I write off.
Wait. Are you saying if I buy a bag of chips and eat it on stream, I can deduct that on my taxes?
In America, you can.
Because
that's like work.
I feel like that would work here
because
I just never thought of
work. Like if I'm
going to be eating snacks on all my streams now.
if I order delivery while I'm on stream, that's tax deductible because I'm working. And I'm working in the office that the IRS cares about the square footage of.
Fuck, you know what? This might. No, I'm just trying. My little brain's going. I'm trying to think because my kid has saxophone lessons after school on Wednesdays, a half hour away, and so there are a lot of times when on Wednesdays it's like, I don't have time to cook in between driving him home and setting up my stream, so I just order takeout for the family. I'm like, would that count as a tax deduction? But I think that's one where like mine would, but my kids would not, which is weird. I don't know. I need an accountant.
That's I was going to get an accountant, but then I learned how to group my taxes up a little bit that made it to where it didn't suck as much. It still sucks looking through like every transaction on PayPal.
Yeah. But Scott Dillahunt is saying check with an accountant, but that bottle of whiskey from the last stream might also be deductible. I have checked with accountants. There's a thing about like you can't deduct alcohol in Canada unless it's part of like meals and entertainment, which is like actually going out to entertain clients or whatever. Like my trip to God Awful Movies, the live show in Toronto this year, that's a tax deduction because I was networking while I was there. Like I will at some point when Eli remembers to contact me again, I will be guest starring on God Awful Movies. So that actually got me business stuff out of going to the thing. So there we go. It's a tax deduction. So welcome to accounting with Cirrus and Rhino.
Basically, you get content creators in a room trying to figure out how we can best make our finances work so we can have fun and also survive.
It's like what this is what happens when we go into a live stream without a plan. It's like, oh, what should we talk about in this stream where we're trying to entertain people? Oh, I know. How about something that like a topic that is universally agreed upon to be one of the most boring things anyone could ever talk about? Accounting.
Yep. I don't know. I've maintained 120 viewers during this.
I'm at 104, so I'm not far behind you. Yeah, this is why I'm doing it on the main channel, because if this was on the watering hole, I'd have like 50.
There you go.
And the idea is more of you are watching means more of you can be donating, but it's still at 7130. Rob Squared is still our last donator.
Give me just a second. Okay. Sorry, one of my artists just had something not so great happen, so I'm trying to check in on them as I can. Oh. But so just listening. I can't leave if I want to. I'm sorry, Old Skull. Oh God, that reminds me. I need to get my PO box reset up. I lapsed on it, and now I need to fix that.
I need to check my PO box because every now and then I get a call from them being like, "Hey, there's been this box here for you for 3 weeks. Are you coming to get it?"
Oh God, I have my Every Plate box outside still. Shit, I need to bring that in at some point.
Well, so their official policy is that if I don't pick it up for 2 weeks, they return it to sender.
Mm-hmm.
But my post office is good. They call me if they notice that I'm not.
If you're not there.
Yeah. Okay, so I keep getting people saying, like, when I say to donate, people are like, "Oh, well, like I don't have money." Okay. If you legitimately do not have money to donate, I'm not asking you to put yourself into poverty to help someone. Like, it's fine.
But he is saying that you hate his kids.
Yes.
It's okay to hate someone else's kids.
It is.
When you were working in restaurants, I'm sure there were a lot.
Oh, yes. I hated many people's children in restaurants. Oh, what the fuck? What am I doing?
know that there was one point we were all eating at a Taco Mac after a Magic tournament, and somebody's kid, like at the table right next to us, just kept on screaming. And there are so many terrible things I can joke about on the stream that are just not kosher to say out in public with people. And I'm just like, I want to say something about your kid.
Yeah.
But I can't They will keep screaming.
Okay, I'm putting a fart on stream.
A fart?
A fart? Yeah, fan art. It's a portmanteau.
Oh.
This is the one.
Yeah, because you're in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm right under. Who's the pink person?
So, channel lore time, unfortunately.
Okay, so I'm right under channel lore time's breast.
There's a no, that was me saying there's channel lore to this.
Oh.
God damn it.
I thought you were saying that the pink person is channel lore time.
No, that's Lord Dumpy.
Lord Dumpy. Okay, I'm under Lord Dumpy's breast.
In so one of the backgrounds that I have for my stream is a background from Pokemon Snap that has the Dittos in the cave walking around. And for some reason, the Dittos in Pokemon Snap on the Nintendo 64 are modeled to look like they have little pink butts. We don't know why they are modeled that way, but they are, and it's very weird. And so my chat started calling the Ditto Lord Dumpy. Dumpy the Ditto.
Dumpy
and then
the
fan
Ditto.
art,
okay.
as it tends to happen with my channel, started coming in of Lord Dumpy impersonating me.
All right.
Because that's what Dittos do.
That works.
So that one is just,
it's
just a shit ton of channel lore all crammed into a single image. So that's like there's Ocean Keltoy behind you.
Yeah. Yeah,
right,
Yumi and Ocean are the only people that I recognize right off the bat from that one.
So purple-haired girl, that's Raz. That's my partner.
Okay, yeah.
Behind that is Bread. I used to actually have when I was doing face cam stuff, I had a big plush piece of bread with a face on it that I actually had as a stream prop. Next to us, the red one is Blizzy, based off of the Bio-Lizard from Sonic Adventure. The pink person or the green person, that's Timer-kun. When I've done the old, not old, it's not really old. When I've done the subathons, the timer that dictates how long I am forced to stream, which has been 18 days before because I hate my life apparently. My chat, as they are wont to do, personified and anthropomorphized the timer of all things. So that's now a character in channel lore because I don't get mercy.
Okay. Well, my chat is now using truss as a swear word. Like Liz Truss, the UK Prime Minister. Yeah, so like Ray Oshima just said, "What a pile of truss." Oh, geez, I didn't. Okay, let's get rid of the fart. What a pile of truss, says Ray. I just hit delete and it's like, "Are you sure you wish to remove fart?" Yes, I want to remove the fart. Rob Squared is still the last person who donated. We're slowing down. You guys are the slow crowd because we've been averaging $3,000 per stream so far, and I think we're only got a few hundred this time.
Agent Zapdos said there was no laundry porn in that picture. That's because some of you have mercy. But this is the link to Vice Rhino's charity. If you have not donated already on my end, I would highly implore you to do so. Remember, if you don't donate to it, you hate Vice Rhino's kids. And while we've agreed it's okay to hate someone's children, it's also mean. And do you want to be mean?
Yes. I mean, no, you don't want to be. John Brown says, "I love Vice farts." And I love farting. It just feels so nice.
It's relieving.
It is.
It is the best thing in the entire world, especially in public when nobody knows you did it.
Well, see, now I've got the new dating someone thing where it's like you hold it in, and then when you finally like go home, there's just the really big release. It's like, oh, that feels good now. And I know she's watching the stream too, so she's
now she knows.
I'm sure she already suspected. A trans pediatrician trapped in Texas donated $70. Thank you. And I'm sorry that you are a trans pediatrician trapped in Texas. Oh, looks like we got Ocean says, "Will you sing for us?" What song?
Wait, Ocean says, "Will you sing for us?"
I assume that's Ocean Keltoy. I don't know. Is he watching?
I don't know. I don't see where that is.
It's at the top of the donations. $5.69.
I don't know. Ocean, if that's you, let me know or let us know.
And tell me what to sing. Because yes, I will sing for you. I've already sung twice so far.
My throat hurts way too much to sing, and that's my excuse.
My throat hurts too, but that means that I can do the nice deep bass notes. Oh, that's not Ocean Keltoy. That's Ocean Waves. So it's Les Mis.
There you go.
Okay, so which song from Les Mis is the question? One Day More, can't do by yourself. You need like a whole crew of people. Stars is not a good song. Stars is one of those songs that like you can like that's a good song for showing off your professional singing chops because it's so hard to sing and like keep everybody's attention because like it's so repetitive and kind of drags on a bit.
You got this. I believe in you.
Drink with me 2 days gone by. Can it be you fear to die? Will the world remember you when you fall? Yeah, I'm not good. I'm sorry.
I just heard the voice crack at the last bit.
Well,
it was impressive.
I do have a sore throat.
It's true.
Not really. It's not really a sore throat. It's the postnasal drip thing. So.
It just kind of accumulates.
Yeah. I'm sorry for the TMI on the stream.
Hey guys, did you know human beings get sick, and when we get sick, bad things happen to our bodies?
Yeah, but I was also talking about farting earlier,
and bad things will happen to your bodies if you don't go to the donate link.
Are you legally allowed to say that?
I was not very specific on what bad things. I'll tell you what, if you don't donate,
not all the opinions expressed on this show are endorsed by Vice Rhino as a as a channel.
The only things that will happen to your body if you don't donate, they're bad. It's called aging.
That's a cop-out. Come on, that was a threat and you know it. Just own that bitch.
Are you saying threatening somebody with aging isn't much of a threat? It has a 100% lethality rate.
So far, hey, don't crush my dreams.
But Jesus didn't age. No. He cheated. He used a game genie to get out of that shit.
Yeah. Yeah, so sorry for coughing all over the stream. Okay. Well, I mean, as far as unscripted streams have gone, this one's okay. But I think I'm about to wrap it up.
In the history of Vice Rhino streams, this was one of them.
Everybody remember to watch the first 5 minutes again. That's the best part.
Where the stream didn't work?
No, like 7 minutes because you got to add my 2-minute countdown. 7 minutes and 5 seconds because you got to add the countdown to my countdown. So yeah, this was not the most successful fundraising stream I've ever done, but it was a stream. We got some money in.
It was.
We broke 7K.
I think of a lot of that might also come down to if you're streaming to a repeat audience, eventually they do get tapped out.
Yeah. Well, that's why I try to get guests and stuff. So like I had Andrew Torres as guests before and Paula G as guests. So we have a good amount of overlap, but there's also a good amount of not overlap with Paul. You and me, I feel like there's more overlap than me and Paul.
There might be. At this point, probably, because it's like every 2 or 3 weeks now we have something that comes up.
Yeah. And yeah, normally I try to round up more guests, but I keep not doing that. I tried to get Melissa Navia on because I've seen she's done interviews with fairly small YouTube channels, so I'm like, maybe she'll give mine a shot. It's for charity. That'd be good. If you don't know, Melissa Navia plays Ortegas in Star Trek Strange New Worlds.
Mm-hmm.
And she's my favorite character. I love Ortegas. And haven't heard back from her, and I must admit I didn't really expect to when I suggested it.
Fair. Hey,
but it was worth giving a shot.
You have to give it a shot.
Yeah, I thought about emailing Andrew Seidel. Maybe I should still do that. I have to email him back to actually say yes. But I'm doing that thing right now where if I read the email on my phone, I'll forget that I had the email when I'm on my computer to respond to it. So I have seen that he has agreed to join me on December 7th, so he won't be part of the fundraiser, but my guest on December 7th will be someone that I'm really excited to have on. And that was a fun story of, like, I knew who you were before I met you in real life. And then I found out you were a fan of mine. It's like, oh, well, I'm a fan of yours. And it was like one of those neat little moments. So that's going to be fun. Fun for me, at least. I don't know how it's going to play out for the audience, but I'm going to enjoy it.
And that's all that matters. I mean, a lot of times it actually does matter if you're the one enjoying it, because if you're enjoying it, you provide better entertainment that way.
Yeah. Alrighty. Oh, yeah, someone's telling me to get Sir Sick as a guest for one of the drinking streams. I'm passingly familiar with Sir Sick. I know we interact every now and then on Twitter. I haven't watched a lot of his videos, but I do know that he has a thing for scotch. He'd probably also get mad at me for just getting smashed off of such an expensive bottle. Anyway, we're up to 74. Oh, we got 250 from Anonymous.
For the kiddos.
Yeah, thank you, Anonymous.
Now Anonymous doesn't hate the kids.
Bunny SMG is, hey, Spice Rhino, have some muns for your charity. Thank you, Bunny SMG. All right, so thank you, everyone.
Is that a normal thing, Spice Rhino?
That's the first I've heard it. I don't know.
We need to make it a thing, guys.
Maybe they heard
Spice is Spice Rhino.
Maybe they heard me accuse you of taking a really spicy shit at the beginning of the stream.
Maybe.
And so
I do actually have a bottle of ghost pepper sauce right next to me. It's pretty delicious, I'm not gonna lie.
Okay. Well, anyway, I'm gonna end the stream there. I'm gonna just call it a night. So thank you so much for joining me. It's been a pleasure. Thank you, everyone who's been donating. We're just about 3/4 of the way there. Someone just needs to donate $24. Usually a couple trail in at the end of the stream. So I'm anticipating $24 will come in at the end of the stream, and we'll be 3/4 of the way to the $10,000 goal. So thanks for joining me, and yeah, I still haven't figured out how to sign off these things. Fuck off.
I mean, that works.
Oh, and I pressed the wrong button. I meant to mute us, and I went back to Elon Musk's clown tweets.
Legalize comedy. Comedy is now legal again on Twitter.
Going forward, any Twitter handles engaging in impersonation without clearly specifying parody will be permanently suspended. Okay, back to the credits. And then I'll mute us for real this time.